Republic. I jumped on the High Republic train when it first came out. I was excited because it has nothing to do with the normal Star Wars story. There is a little bit of a pain point because they eventually have to get to the original Star Wars stories. How they get there will be the interesting journey, and how they connect it all together, I guess, will be the interesting journey. But Phase 1 of the High Republic literally just ended like within a couple weeks ago with a couple more publications. Last week, I finished out number 15 of the High Republic on live, stream here, and we're going to put out numbers 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 sometime, probably next week or this weekend or whatever we have time. So, we're going to go through issues 1 through 5 here, and the reason why we're only doing 5 is because at 5, it ends what they were considering part 1. So to put number 6 in there, that would just be silly in my brain. So we're going to start with number 1. Now, of course, we have a ton of new characters to learn about, so bear with me as we get started. So check out this beautiful cover. We've got High Republic Jedi riding on some sort of motorcycle thing with a couple of Jedi friends. Let's learn all about them. Star Wars, the High Republic. Let me do little zoomies. The galaxy is at peace, ruled by the glorious Republic and protected by the noble and wise Jedi Knights. As a symbol of all that is good, the Republic is about to launch Starlight Beacon into the far reaches of the Outer Rim. This new space station will serve as a ray of hope for all to see, but just as a magnificent renaissance spreads throughout the Republic, so does a frightening new adversary. Now the guardians of peace and justice must face a threat to themselves, the galaxy, and the Force itself. Now, if you've been following along with weekly comics, or you've been catching some of my High Republic stuff, yes, we have actually gone back in time. This starts back when this first story starts out. So we read an entire arc of comics, which takes us from point A to point B. We are basically back at point A. And we're going to see how things cross over, because even in the regular High Republic series, this series is mentioned. So it's going to be some good stuff. All right, we always start out with a little cover page here. It's called Collision Course. And it's written, and let's give some credit to Daniel Hosey Older, or DJ Older on Twitter. Art by Harvey Tolabal. Colors by Rebecca Nolte. Letters by Jake M. Wood. Riley Farmer, Elizabeth Bray. And then, of course, right down here, which is very tiny, you can't really see it, Michael Seglain, the creative director, who is basically the Kevin Feige of this initiative. Okay, so to paint that picture for you. Okay, here we go. So we have an opening scene, and there's a Dug here. The Dug species is like Sebulba. There's an emergence. So if you're not familiar with the emergences, the Hetzel system had a hyperspace disaster where a ship got ripped out of hyperspace and spread debris across the galaxy, and a lot of the Jedi have been stopping these emergencies, but some get through and some do some massive damage, and an emergence sort of comes towards this planet, this ship, and they call for help. It's coming out of hyperspace, and that cuts to the Star Hopper, a Padawan academic cruiser. Wait a second, we're not talking about Jedi here? No, we're just talking about Padawans here. Here are the characters. We've got Lula, Talisola. We've got Yoda. Yes, that Yoda. The exact same one you're thinking about. We've got Quart, which I think is here. We've got Farzala, which is basically Link from The Legend of Zelda. Okay, and then a smattering of other fuse, which we'll get to. The Star Hopper is responding to the distress call, and Lula is very concerned. She's like, hey, listen, my name is Lula, and I have a secret, I've trained all my life to become the greatest Jedi ever. I've aced all my exams. This is our first real mission. I should be ready. I should be unshakable, and I can think about how wrong, and all I can think about is how wrong everything is about to go. We cut to this side, and this story does a lot of parallel storytelling. So if you notice, everything is sort of literally the same, right? We have an opening shot, we've got a wide shot, we've got 2 blocks and then 2 slivers, right? This is Zine Marala. This is Crix. Zine has been taught that the Force should be avoided like fire, that the Force is bad, the Force is dangerous. But Zine has that power, and she's trying to shut herself off from it. We get introduced to Master Turbin Buck. Okay, Master Turbin Buck. What we have here is a delayed fallout from the Hetzel system, the emergences. The Padawans are reporting. All right, let's go. Here we go. The Padawans are reporting. Where am I? Hello. Yes, to the surface to move people to safety, while the masters, Yoda and Buck, handle the bigger chunks that are falling out of the sky. We have Cham Cham, which is a little cute little creature. Get the plushie. We have a strange ship incoming, this little spider ship. I think it's Nihil. That's what my assumption is as of this point. We have rescue ships that look like strange corvettes or muscle cars coming down, which is kind of cool. We have Elder Tromac, who's this dude who's like, he's the leader of this cult that just doesn't like Force users, which I guess we'll just accept. And we have these characters that look awfully a lot like the Nihil, so we don't have a very good situation. Of course, Zine and Crix are sort of together here. They're not really sure what's going on. One of the things that I've been loving about this series is we get these galactic data files, so it kind of gets you caught up in what's been happening. So let's get in here for a second. So here we go. A Republican Jedi space station offering a ray of hope to the galaxy. This is Starlight Beacon. This is what it looks like. We have Coruscant. We have Trimont. And essentially there's a map here. Here's Starlight Beacon. Here's Trimont. That's Tatooine. Here's the Hetzel system. They got crushed. Here's the core with Coruscant. We have Kashyyyk. We have Yavin. So again, just giving us an idea of the spacing of where everything takes place. Which, you know what, I really appreciate, because I'm a map guy and I like seeing where things are happening. Alright, so, again, as we fly through this story, just pardon me, Crix and Zine are trying to escape the Nihil, but the Nihil stop them. The backstory of Zine's culture, they are separated from the parents at a young age to live with others, but they kind of commune together. It's kind of an interesting culture. They don't exactly have their biological parents, but they have guidance, so to speak. Padawans are shooting debris out of the sky to protect the patrons. The patrons are cheering for them. They need a bigger ship and see the Nihil cruiser coming on in. Tromac sort of pleads, like, we need to do something, but, you know, about our little young ones, and they're like, nah, we can't do anything. Lula asks for a ship. Zine is sort of floored. Crix is scared. And then all of a sudden, boom, a battle opens up. A fight opens up. Zine opens herself up to the Force to hold back the debris, and people are like, wait a gosh darn second. Look at this thing going on. She's holding it back for the first time, allowing her Force powers to come on through. Everybody's like, what? Huh? What? Hey, whoa! Crix is very upset by this because she, you know, they're supposed to be against the Force. And Lulu helps her out, and Crix, again, just not happy about it. And it sort of ends with this menacing character right here telling them to kill them all. Just take a look at that scene for a second. To be continued, of course. To be continued. So, off to a nice start. Just to recap for you, we've got Lula, we've got Zine. Zine has force power. Zine and Crix are friends. They don't believe in the force. They're dealing with an emergent situation. They get to planet side. They're helping. The Nihil show up. We're not sure why they're there. There's a battle that breaks out. Zine reveals her force powers. And a Nihil leader shows up. And I think it's Marchion Ro. And if you don't know who Marchion Ro is, well, I suppose you have to read Light of the Jedi, which is the adult novel. Okie dokie.